But look at what it says here. And this is for you all. But godliness with contentment is great gain. Well, what do you mean, Jason? Well, let's go back to we'd have to go all the way back to the beginning.
Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
So I got a problem with dudes like this. You know how I talk about that black triumvirate, how I talk about the church plant pastors, the black civic leaders, the Prince Hall Freemasons, the black Greek letter organizations, the politicians, the media, the athletes, the entertainers, all those folks who conspire to keep black people in a permanent state of victimhood. He's one of the activist class. He's part of the black bougie elite. This dude has been working with the Democratic Party for decades now. And yet there has not been any change in the community because the socialists, the communists, and the Marxists, they don't want change in the community. They have to keep you in a permanent state of victimhood to keep their grift going, to keep the grift of pretending to want to fight for the community, but all they're doing is lacing their pockets. Progress. This is not progress. This is regression. Their form of progress is begging the federal government, making the federal government big, and making your responsibility small, taking out your individual responsibility, making it very small, and making you dependent upon the government so the government can fit on you like a glove, so you cannot have any agency, you cannot operate within the intelligence that God has given you. That's what these kind of people push. And that's why these kind of people are dangerous, and that's why I call these kind of people out, because these are the ones that are keeping you, the community, in bondage. Not white evangelicals, not Donald Trump, these folks. This dude right here is a prime example of a black bougie elite guy who has been working with the establishment, working with the federal government, working with the Democratic Party for 30 some odd years, probably more than that, and nothing has changed.
Say stand up. Church on. A matter of fact, if you are a preacher in the room and your church is a part of the National Baptist Convention USA, stand up. Just if okay, that one I won. All right. If you are a member of a church and your church is a part of the National Baptist Convention USA, stand up. All right, y'all got some homework because I need y'all to hit your national president and say, how in the hell can the National Baptist Convention USA have the audacity and the unmitigated gall to release a press release today announcing a partnership they are doing with Target while black folks is in the middle of boycotting Target? I know for a fact they've received $300,000 from Target. And so what you have literally is the National Baptist Convention USA selling out black America with Target. Oh, I can read the press release because y'all got to understand. I ain't got no problem calling anybody out. I use names. I tag your on social media. I want you to see what I wrote. And it says it right here. The National Baptist Convention USA is committed to ensuring that corporations that do business in our communities give back to help rebuild and stabilize neighborhoods. The partnership with Target is based on our shared commitment to community empowerment through small business and entrepreneur development, investments in education and student support, and workforce and skill development that unlocks growth across our communities. It is a whole bunch of other stuff, blah, 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 blah. Signed, Dr. Boyce Kimber, President, National Baptist Convention, USA. So let me go ahead and for about 5 minutes, go ahead and unpack this here because let me just be real frank. Look, God already knows. Folk watch my show. It's called Roland Martin Unfiltered. And I got seasoned saints all around the country say, Roland, hey, I love your show, but can you not cuss? And I try not to cuss. I try. The reason I cuss because it keeps blood pressure low. So I'm good. So that's why my blood pressure is 110/65 because I ain't stressing out over nothing. But let me be as frank as I possibly can.
We stop this fool?
This press release.
Yep.
I think we get the point. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we stop? Because Roland Martin, and I just want to get this out, and then y'all can just have at it. Roland Martin is 1 Timothy chapter 6 verses really the whole chapter, but 6 through 10 in 4K. If you can pull this up or allow me to share it, I just want to show you all and all of your watching audience, this is why you do not have to submit to anything that Roland Martin, Jamal Harrison Bryant, Al Sharpton, fill in the blanks, wants to promote. You don't have to. You can literally, by Paul's admonishment, you can literally say, go kick rocks. I just put it on the screen, and I just want to read this real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of your way, because this has actually made me upset. I feel like my blood pressure is going up. But look at what it says here. And this is for you all. But godliness with contentment is great gain. Well, what do you mean, Jason? Well, let's go back to we'd have to go all the way back to the beginning. Teach and urge these things. If anyone teaches a different doctrine and does not agree with sound word of the Lord Jesus Christ and teaching with that accords with godliness, he is puffed up with conceit and understands nothing. He has an unhealthy craving for controversies and for quarrels about words, which produce, what do they produce, Jason? They produce envy and dissension, slander, evil suspicions, and constant friction among people. What kind of people does this cause a problem with, Jason? Among people, hold on, people who are depraved in mind and depraved of the truth. And imagining that godliness is a means for gain. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and we shall take nothing out. But if, here it comes, but if you have food and clothing with these things, with these, we will be content. Here it comes. This is Roland Martin. Put in all of your race hustlers, all your white allies, put them all on this list. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evils. He said all kinds, like, and not just your run-of-the-mill run into a bank, but all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the faith, pierced themselves with many pangs. You are not beholden to these charlatans. If you hear this type of foolishness, you can totally just ignore them and say, those people are off the rip. They are off the rails. Roland Martin, fill in the blanks, all of them are completely and totally missing the point.
Yep.
They're totally missing the point. So therefore, I'm not beholden to it. So when I make fun of Roland Martin and Jamal Bryant and Al Sharpton and fill in the blanks, I feel like I'm biblically inspired to do so. I don't have to. What you're saying is foolishness. It is akin to your child, a 1-year-old just babbling. That's what Roland Martin sounds like. He sounds like just a child babbling, and a child that's truly been puffed up, both physically and spiritually, puffed up, just saying nothing. You're not beholden to these people. You can literally look at them and say, "Nah, I'm good," and continue to support your brothers and sisters and whoever like that. Is this not what you have on the screen right here? Is this not appropriate that Booker T. Washington was dealing with this exact same thing back in 1865 or 1890 or whenever he made this statement, that there is another class of colored people who make business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public, having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles. They have grown into a settled habit of what? Advertising their wrongs. Partly because they want sympathy, and partly because, come on with me, boys and girls, say it loud and clear, it pays. Some of these people do not want the Negro to lose their grievances.
Sure, that's
because they do not want to lose their jobs.